Nay, and welcome to Hey Nay. Um, let's get this started. So, the topic for this episode is unrequited and dating. So essentially, what that means is that we're going to be talking about unrequited love. Here's the first question from the Hey Nay writers. What if a girl or guy you've been seeing asks to become official and they have not returned the same passion or love that you have? Okay, so in other words, what I think is being asked is if someone is asking you to be an official relationship, but yet they haven't really done anything to show how much they care about you. And like, sort of, how do you deal with that? I think it would. I think that would strongly depend on how you feel, and how do you feel about that person, um, and if it's worth the risk. Because a part of me believes that go for it. Just see how it is. You know what I mean? Just see what happens. Especially if you haven't had a lot of experience. But another part of me, which I think is more the wise part of me, is saying, if you're not feeling it or something is off, let it go. Because, at least for me, I don't want to be in anything that it just doesn't feel right. Like that it's just off or something isn't quite there. So sometimes people go into relationships for different reasons. And if you feel like the reason this person wants to go into a relationship is nowhere near the reason you want to, then I think you should call it quits. I don't think you should go any further. The second question: what would or should you do if your significant other is slowly not showing the same affection they used to? Is it normal to be as affectionate? This is great. I love this. I think this is something that couples should actually talk more about, and I think it's hard. I think it's hard to talk about because it kind of goes into an insecure realm. Like you're starting to reveal your insecurities in your relationship, which can sometimes make you feel like you're weaker. But I don't think that's what it's about. If you feel like you're not getting affection, say something. I feel ignored, or I feel, that it's not the same. Like, what's going on? And I think people need to check in their relationships. You need to check in just to make sure everything is okay. How you go about checking in, I think that is very subjective. I think that depends on your partner. But I think you should check in. Whether that is, yo, we good? Like, what's going on? Or, is there something bothering you? Or, you can even lead with how you feel. Yo, I love I love this. Or, um, I really, I feel like we haven't done this in a long time, or we haven't gone out like we used to. Let's change that up. You know what I mean? Or make it a game. I'm always about making it a game. Make it a game. Make it fun. Interactive. I think it's a hard subject, but I think it's something that we should face. So I can't really tell you exactly how to do it when it comes to your specific relationship. But I think you would know. I think you would be able to come to get the words out. But checking on your relationship, I think that would be my answer. Just check in to make sure everything's okay. If it's not, then it's good to know that don't be in stalemate. People get trapped in relationships. That is a thing. That is a thing. That is why divorce is the way it is, because people get trapped in relationships. They know they wasn't feeling it, but yet they still do it. I've heard countless people, and this is not like a personal thing, but this is just more on like media and celebrity wise. Countless people who have gone down the aisle knowing that this is not the person they really want to spend the rest of their lives with, but they feel like they need to do it or they should do it, or there's pressure from family or pressure from religion or whatever there may be. It's, we, if it doesn't feel, if you're not feeling that, just same question, but what if it's happening when someone's married? Same thing. I honestly think it's the same thing. You should definitely just be straight up. If you're not feeling it, I do think with the marriage, you should give it more of a chance. Maybe that's something you can talk about. You can definitely take the therapy route, get marriage therapy. I don't think there's anything wrong with therapy. I don't know if I've said that before on this, but I want to make sure that's clear. There's nothing wrong with therapy, married or not. There's nothing wrong with relationship therapy. I personally believe that everyone can benefit from it because you're getting a viewpoint from an objective third party who is previously uninformed about your relationship, and anything that they are hearing is based on what you are telling them. So I think that is always key. Okay, your friends may appear to be impartial, your family may try, to be objective, but no one can do it as well. And this is my opinion, of course, but no one can do it as well as a therapist. And then a therapist is also trained to handle these certain situations. So they can offer advice or methods in which you can improve your relationship, or at least be open to new possibilities. Oh, that was just perfect. I'm gonna leave that. I'm just gonna go to the next question. Um, is it something that you should talk about, or is it something that should just be natural relationship? Like I was saying before, yeah, I think when it comes to the affectionate part, you should definitely talk about. Um, but as to unrequited love in general, um, so like if you're just like in a courting stage, you're not actually in a relationship, or you're not really, you kind of just, it's like the feelings is from a distance. I don't think that you should. I don't think you should say anything if it's like a distance, like if it's sort of like a crush in a way, in which you have these feelings for this person, but this person has not shown anything towards you. One, that person may not even know that you feel that way, so that's a thing. Two, that person may not even be in that same head. They may not even see you that way. And um, I think there's a risk. If you tell them there's a possibility that they're like, oh wow, I never thought of you that way, but maybe, why don't we see? I kind of want to try now. You know what I mean? I kind of want to see where this is going. Not to win, honestly. Great for you if that's a thing. Um, but in other cases, and I'm going to be honest in my opinion, I want to say in most cases, um, it doesn't, sometimes you don't get the answer you want. And I think in that you have to be careful with what you say. You know what I mean? Especially if you value that person as a person. Like if you still want that person in your life, you know what I mean? You may not want to tell them like, oh, like I love you, or I have these deep feelings for you, or I think I have some, there's more than, because you kind of might scare them off, and then it's like, dang, now you done lost a friend, or you just lost somebody important in your life. So, proceed with caution. And I'm going to give you a quick example. Um, there was one girl in which I expressed feelings for, and she didn't necessarily feel the same way about it. First of all, there's been more than one occasion that this has happened, but I'm just talking about one specific occasion. So she didn't necessarily feel the same way about me, and She said it. I think she's, I feel like she said it in the right way. Um, but, and mind you, this woman this girl, I should say, was older. Not like older, but just like a little older than me. And I think that I was never kind of seen that way exactly. I do think that she kind of knew that I kind of had feelings for her, but I think me expressing them was another like ball game. Um, but I think she let me down, I guess gently, if you can say that. And that was that. Um, Fortunately, we're not close like that anymore. We kind of talk sometimes, maybe a couple of times or 3 times in the year or something, but nothing much. Just to check in and see how each other's doing. Um, am I? Is it unfortunate that that person is not, a friend, more of a friend or more in my life? Yeah, but that's okay because I have plenty of people for that. But in hindsight, and this is what I actually love. Um, this is one of the benefits of unrequited love, and I want this to be heard. Um, in hindsight, I don't think I was actually feeling that way because honestly, our feelings can be so conflicted at times. We may want someone right then, but we may not want them later. And I think that was definitely the case for me at that point in time. And I don't see what I thought I saw in that person. And it's not because of what was said to me or being, I guess you could say, rejected in that sense or let down. I think it was just more of like, I did not even know what I wanted. You know what I mean? And I still struggle with this, to be honest, not knowing exactly what I want. So I realized that she was definitely not what I wanted. And I think I might have been misguided by um, you know, the appearance and by, the like flirtatious undertone, but no, no, no. So she actually did me a favor, and I don't think it would have ever worked out. Even if she did return her feelings and we did pursue something, I don't think it would have worked out. And we just saved each other we both saved each other heartache. So sometimes these things work out, sometimes don't. But but honestly, if you and I feel like that's the way I felt. If you truly believe and you feel that you just need to say, oh, it's driving you crazy, you're thinking about it all the time, and you can't help it, say it, do it. I know you watch the movies and just like that doesn't happen in real life. It kind of doesn't, but it can. It's a possibility. So if you really, really feel like you need to do it, definitely do it. Take the risk. You have nothing to lose. You might lose them as a friend, but you know, hopefully they can see past that and continue to be friends. Yeah, just for those of you who are in that situation, you know, flip a coin. I don't know, like I'm sorry, I feel like I'm talking for a long time now, but take the risk if you feel it. Take it if you feel it, but if you don't, then you're just like, I really kind of like her, but maybe it's not, then maybe it's not. You know what I mean? And another good idea is to speak to a friend. I know this is I usually try to say stay away from your friends and everything when it comes to this because sometimes they can give you bad advice. But speak to someone who may know that person as well, just to make sure that you're doing it, you may handle it right. But it's also nervous because you don't want that person telling that other person and the person finds out anyway and blah 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 blah. So I don't know. Just someone you really trust and then see what they say or make a suggestion. You know what I mean? Like someone kind of said, do you think that me and that person could be, I don't know. I don't know. And I think that can that can go in many different ways. Okay. I'm sorry. But this is a very good topic that I really, really wanted to talk about, and I'm glad I was able to talk about it. I don't want to keep you guys any longer because the time is going on and on and on and on and on. But thank you for continue watching, and let's keep watching. Subscribe, like, share, and remember to always start your day off with a hey. Bye.